You are listening to The Ben Keech Show, where every day the objective is simple. Ben will never stop fighting the fight and lighting the light on topics that affect you every day.
Howdy, everybody. My name is Ben, and this is the Ben Keech Show. Glad to have you. So thankful that you're here. We are moving, recording, where things are happening. Spent some time in Vegas, spent some time in Arizona. Grateful to be back with you guys. And the one thing I really haven't done yet in this podcast, we're in episode 54 now, is I haven't really delved into politics. And those of you that don't know, I spent 14 years as a government teacher in high school where all I did is talk about politics. And I grew up in a very political household. My friends that are cool, we sometimes talk about politics. And so it's a great topic to talk about. And we're in an election year, and it's a big election. So we're going to go into some different things over the next couple of months. And I'm going to have guests talk about different things. What I'm really looking for, haven't found yet, I am looking. What I'm really looking for is someone with a smart, educated, liberal mind that would like to look at this election with me. I can talk with conservatives, I can talk with liberals all day long, but I think that would be an interesting conversation. So anyway, if you know someone, pass their information along. But let's get into the show today. So the show today is titled, How Did Trump Get Here? But we're going to kind of look at some people are just boggled. Trump's racist. Like there's these like random phrases that people throw around. He's a liar. He's a racist. And so what that does is it negates a lot of discussion. And maybe he is racist. Maybe he is a liar. We'll look at that later. But I'm going to tell you why that's the wrong approach. But before I do, I want to bring up an amazing move that the Democrat Party did that ultimately may have affected who won president. They have been hiding Joe Biden for years. He wasn't even equipped to handle the debates in his manner that he's used to in 2020. If you watch Joe Biden debates, because he's been in office for like 83 years, you'll see a lot of different versions of him. When you look at where he's at right now, he's just not the same guy. Okay, and I think we all know that. But the Democrats hid him. They protected him. And he was naive enough to continue to pretend in his little brain that like he was the guy and he just had a bad night in the debate. Do you see what the Democrats did? They used Trump against Trump. They were smarter than Trump. What they did was they did this. They said, we will debate him anytime, anywhere, knowing that Donald Trump is never going to back down from a fight. They basically punched first. Donald Trump took them up on that. Yeah, I'll debate you. But look at what they did. The Democrat Party, Biden doesn't realize this, they put him on the debate stage in front of the world to look like an absolute buffoon. The most miserable debate performance in the history of debates. I am pretty certain that there are some elementary and middle school students out there that could have done a better job than Joe Biden did in that debate. But they did it before the convention. We don't have debates before the convention. We've been very for the most part, outside of 2020, we have 3 presidential debates, 1 vice presidential debate after the convention. The only chance to get rid of Joe Biden was for him to look stupid, which they knew he was, before the convention. Trump sitting there, salivating in his victory. All he did was fall for the trap. He never should have debated him before the convention. And if Kamala ends up becoming president, it'll be because the brains behind that move. And I'll be curious if that ever becomes public. But that 100% was calculated. Okay. Let's look at something else. Donald Trump. So what people don't understand why Trump's popular. Like, for some reason, people are they have a short memory. The Mitt Romneys, the John McCains, the Bob Doles, the George W's, on the Republican side I'm talking about. And what's wrong with those folks, right? They're generally lifelong politicians. They're all older. They're very even-keeled. You know what you're going to get in all of those people. I mean, Obama was making Mitt Romney look like a fool in one of the debates, acting like Mitt Romney was the sexist person because of how many females he had employed. And he got Mitt Romney so tongue-tied and so confused. Mitt Romney was almost apologizing for Obama for being sexist. And he's not. And he wasn't. What I'm getting at here is, time and time again, Republicans have seen candidates go forward that are weak, that cannot articulate their positions. They have positions, but they want to be the whole phrase, the compassionate conservative. They want to be kind. They want to be sweet. They want to be even-tempered. It's about people are tired of it. Those people lose. They're losers. They stand for issues, kind of, maybe. They'll change if it means something to them, but only behind the scenes. They're the people that are only going to tell you what they want you to hear. And here's a news flash. The media is not Republican based. The media does not like conservatives. They love John McCain because John McCain went against Republicans until John McCain was running for president. And then it was all out war against John McCain, pardon the pun there. And then what happened? He loses and they love John McCain again. Like, the media is extremely predictable. And it's laughable if you're of the Democrat persuasion and you actually think the media is fair, like, where's your credibility? Like, I've been watching this for years. We've had podcast episodes looking at the media before. But here's the thing. This is why is Trump here? It's because Trump fights everyone. It's because Trump says things that, to some people, I don't like everything he says. Who does? But you know what? There's things that he says that other people won't say. So what's worse? What's worse? Having a politician who tells you what you want to hear, who stands up to nothing, who doesn't fight back against the media, who doesn't fight back against the opposing party, or someone who does and says things that he shouldn't say. Some people act as if this experiment of Donald Trump is just this reprehensible part of the human experience and our nature, and it just shows us like it's just a bad person. I feel dirty voting for Donald Trump because Donald Trump is I was like, are you sure that's worse? I kind of think somebody who says every single word that he thinks, whether it's cringy or not, it's like an Office episode sometimes, and versus someone who doesn't. And that's what we're tired of. The reason why in the Republican primaries that Donald Trump is going to get has consistently carried like 28 to 40% of the vote. That's not going anywhere. So there's nobody in the Republican Party that's going to knock off Donald Trump, is because those people represent people that have felt disenfranchised. They have felt that they have elected these certain type of politicians that they would never want to have a beer with. They would never interact in any capacity of their life. And of course, Donald Trump is a rich man, richer than those. But Donald Trump, for whatever you like or you don't like about the guy, Donald Trump has personified the average American. He has said things that were like, oh, he said that. Finally, somebody's saying these things. Like, if you just want to classify Donald Trump as a lying racist, I mean, that took 2 seconds to say. Like, what's like okay, so that's it. That's all we're going to talk about, right? Because some late night talk show guy said that he lies 162 times in a debate. And again, they don't say lie. If you listen to the words, they say lie or some version of truth. And these are people that are calculating that have I hate Donald Trump hats on. Like, what are we supposed to believe? We have a media who has been lying and misrepresenting information to us for decades. I mean, we're supposed to trust them now. I mean, honestly, maybe some of you guys would agree with this. How do we even know sometimes who to trust? Do I trust Donald Trump? Do I trust the media, the press secretary who's lying through her teeth? Like, who do we trust? We want to trust what Biden and Kamala are doing, putting a puppet masquerading as a human being as our president for the last 4 years, with no backbone, can't speak a complete sentence, doesn't know where he is, not sure what type of ice cream he's tasting. And then we have Kamala. Like, come on, folks. There's a lot of smart Democrats out there. Those aren't two of them. You may not think that Donald Trump's a smart guy. You may think that he's this or that. But I'll tell you what, he knows how to win, and he knows to say things that people want to hear, which is a knock against him, because some of you guys may say, well, you know, he's a master manipulator because he just feeds you this. He doesn't believe any of these things. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, let's say I give you that. Let's say Donald Trump has done a lot of things that you don't think that he actually believes. Let's say that that's true. The difference is the things that he's saying, we actually have laws and policies and a changed America because of what he's doing. Again, compare that to past Republicans. These rhino Republicans do nothing, scared of everyone, not for sure where they stand on certain things, want to be the good guy, want to be nice, want to be sweet. Like, flipping, it's like, but why are you confused at why people like Donald Trump? And if you want to say, well, it's just this, Donald Trump is just bringing the racists out and all, it's just this, it's just perpetuating this. It's like, are you sure? You know the whole phrase, these, what do they call them? These, like Christian nationalists. Sometimes they call them white nationalists. You know what that is, right? That we've created a buzzword to categorize these Trumpers into this place of there's just these nationalists. You know what nationalist means, right? It's pride in country, belief in country. Somebody who believes that, like, America is number one. Brittany Griner was crying at the Olympic ceremony, right? Because she knows what it's like to live in a flipping prison in another country, and to understand what this country actually is. So it used to be a cool thing to be proud of your country. It was the norm. It didn't matter what party you were from. You didn't have to question that. Honestly, since the Gulf War, I've started to see a trend away to where an American history teacher that I used to teach at, every teacher has an American flag in her room. She teaches American history. She taught. I was like, said her name, not going to say her name. Where's your American flag? I took it down. I don't like what that represents. This is who's teaching American history? Someone who doesn't want to put a flag up because they don't like what it represents. Whether you know this or not, folks, our high school campuses, college campuses, middle school campuses, elementary campuses don't want to talk about the greatness of this country. As a matter of fact, the greatness of this country means you're a nationalist. And if you listen to the verbiage of what they're meaning, a nationalist, it's like what we would look at as like those skinheads back, these racist KKK type skinheads. Like, they're equating those people here, these Christian nationalists, and I don't know. I don't like these types of labels. I don't always know what they mean, and because I want to know who's making the definition. It's like getting in a conversation with somebody about capitalism and trickle down economics, and they're arguing this way, I'm arguing this way. But then we have to stop the conversation and say, well, what's your definition of capitalism? Well, yeah, no wonder you don't like it, because you're literally, your definition, I don't agree with your definition. So how about we get a working definition that's the same? We actually have a conversation about what it is and what it isn't. And I don't know who's going to win this election. There's several topics that I want to get into in terms of this election, which we're going to do. I don't know. I wouldn't mind picking, probably before this election, I'd like to have probably 3-4 podcast episodes where we get into some of the topics. But I want guests. I'm looking for that conversation. But I wanted to kind of lay the groundwork of, why is Trump here? Why is that good for America? Why is that good for both sides? It's good for both sides because we need people who aren't afraid. We need people who are going to say what needs to be said, regardless of the party. And guess what? These people right here on the Democrat side aren't that. There are people that I respect on the Democrat side that I think would make a much better election in 2028, 2032, once some of these people die off or whatever. So we'll see what happens. But this election is going to be interesting. We're going to have more conversations about it. What I would love is on my YouTube page or my TikTok page, Instagram, any of these pages, tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me what you want me to talk about. What type of guests should I look for, and what conversations will be good leading up to this neck and neck election in 2024. So leave those comments. I check all of that stuff. I would love to have conversations with y'all. If you have a friend who, you want to rile up and they hate Donald Trump, send them this, get them on there. I'd love to have a conversation with them. Thank you so much for watching and listening to episode 54. We also want to tell you my website. I haven't put this out there, but if you check out www.benkeechspeaks.com, there's some stuff I'm building on that website. I'd love for you to take a look and let me know what you think about that. On the speaking side, I'm looking to talk to more youth groups, college teams, high school teams, just about life and motivating them for the next phase of what they're doing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. Love having you guys. I truly am honored that you take the time, and I appreciate any feedback that you have. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. You can reach out on Ben's website, www.benkeechshow.com, or on social media to chat. And please remember to subscribe so that you never miss an episode.